Number 9. Retrospection and Prospection. About thoughts. So you do not capture the curiosity of your thoughts, because that is what enslaves you. You will have not to capture the curiosity of your thoughts, because that is what enslaves you. For example, emotions and thoughts. When you become emotional about something or someone, you have feelings for something or someone. You will have to do the self-forgiveness. Forgive aloud. The reason I say to do that at night, when you're home, preferably in your bedroom alone, if it's possible, because you're required to forgive yourself out loud, and preferably it has to be alone with yourself. If you are so afraid or embarrassed of your partner, if you have a partner or close family, in your process of making your real self, real being with yourself, do not be shy. This is you, real being, just do it. This is for you, and you will have to do it for yourself. But you will have to overcome the shame of forgiving yourself in the situation publicly. Out loud forgiveness in the situation publicly. Out loud is something that shakes all matrix systems. But for now, it is only the introduction to forgive yourself, right here, right now, slowly but secure. Now, it alone at night in your bedroom, you start your forgiveness process. For now, you do it out loud. Forgive yourself out loud. Why do it out loud? Because your thoughts are like your words out loud. Listen to your thoughts and check. It's the same, isn't it? Then of course are the words spoken. And it's like having two personalities within yourself. It is you who are the soul of your real being, realser. Then the matrix resonance consciousness has a consciousness manifested system, and both speak out. You speak by the mouth, but you also speak in your head. So this is the reason in terms of forgiving thoughts aloud. If you perform the plasma works, you will obtain verbal power quantica in your verb. When perform the plasma work, after enduring and continually, you will obtain more and more verbal power quantica in your verb when speaking, so to say. To distinguish the stones of thought and also drop continuous resonance of thoughts in your subconscious inside your human physical body, and its materialization into particles. And you yourself forgiveness is necessary, so give yourself the forgiveness continually and honestly, as I have explained, within your retrospection, and do your self-correction as I have explained in the prospection. As the force manifests as particles, stones inside the human physical body, and as waves outside the physical body. As the force manifests as particle stones inside the human physical body and as waves outside the physical body, when you do it out loud and do it honestly and focused, it's as stones due to quantum power of your voice, and as living word, talk waves resonant within you, and these stones will explode within the human physical body. But the point to remember and consider is that going to help you not only make yourself forgiveness, because if you're just forgiving yourself and not doing anything about it in terms of acting differently and to change yourself through giving forgiveness to yourself, and then the whole system is going to stay there and continue resurface thinking all the time. Oh, if that's a point also. Force can use even if you have forgiven. The reason is because there are multiple layers of that thought which have manifested in you as information lines, your subconscious platform. To forgive continuously thoughts, because thoughts also float out of you when you have forgiven. To forgive continuously thoughts, because thoughts also float out of you when you have forgiven. That is very clear, and you will recognize it when you start to think, reflect about that, what it means when it shows up. How do the force influence lines being thrown to you? Ask yourself that. They are not related to the force in any way, and you know it, and you see that is a thought floating only and only to the non-identification with force, and do not let you influence or redirects your leads you in any way toward the force. That's where you have to stand and non-identify with these thoughts. So going back to the need to really make a self-observation in linear time and a self-remember recall who you really are. Remember to cross time, to be alert and vigilant. What happens when you have a thought and manifests as a stone within the human physical body? It becomes completely yourself, in other words. If you do the detachment of thoughts, the correction process, by making prospecting, then you become a stone, and as a stone you will remain. Why? Why, you ask yourself? Because you acted on the thought. You became the thought. You acted on the thought, you became the thought. That was the opposite. How you acted on that thought is also a question. You believe the thought were the real being, real self. That is to act. To believe is to act. So now you just have to do the following. You will have to completely remove that act in you. Real being, real self. The real inner you. The essence of you. Who you really are. As thought within you, human physical body. The only way to do that is through the realization of forgiving your real being, real self, retrospection way, every day, at night time, preferably in your bedroom or another place where you can be alone, and speak out loud and make a list. So you do, like I suggested, you write a list of your retrospection and prospection with the force of moments that you experience during your day. Make self-forgiveness out loud, but write it down. Why am I telling you to write it down? Because when you write, another reaction is generated. You put your will very conscious in all your senses. You make yourself forgiveness, and then the next day when you notice that the same scenario is either the next day or a week later. And even if you do the same thing as you did previously, and will correct the time by making the forgiveness at the time, do not react with emotion, desires or fears. You will see the difference. And then you go back to that little book you have written down day after day and say, oops, I have changed a lot from the first day I became aware of this inner freedom, and changed my quantum leaps levels, which is critical. And in a true initiation, thank you, la primera fuente, the first source, my real family. Which is not physical, of course. But if I am not conscious of myself, real being, real self, sir, then you could say, but I forgave myself, real being, real self, in that event. Why did I again react in exactly the same way as before? Ask yourself. And that's for you to reciprocate in terms of saying, I am perhaps in time circular, in a repeating loop. Moment 22. Why? Why haven't I escaped from that loop? Why is it all occurring again and again and again? Where is what happened to my forgiveness? To my real being, my real self? Did I correctly made I in a right way the detachment, or didn't I? Did I do self-forgiveness correctly or not? So literally every human being's right now, we have to fight with those who are within themselves, their thoughts, emotions, within oneself, so to speaking, desires and fears, emotions and thoughts, because by the time it is where the human believe in their selves to be a matrix consciousness, and it will not be a simple process. Remember, for example, how long have you been in this world? How long have you been waiting for going home? To the first source, la primera fuente. Many years? Many lifetimes? Then over the years, imagine all those thoughts. Imagine all the words spoken and experience you had and you have had to transcend each and every one of them. But the case is not to go back after the past. Doesn't give you anything. Many years ago looking for the problem. That is not the case. All you have to do is to stay here, right now, aqui ora, in the here and now. You are here now, you are present here now, and you are changing now. You are becoming aware of who you really are. Or this need to transcend come by itself and this time, and that's where we are. So we just stay here, in the here and now. In terms of your days is just for today. In terms of looking back, only makes hindsight. On the last 24 hours, let's just look back for day events to bring them back here, in this moment, right here, right now, into the retrospection linear time circulate, which you are writing down every day to forgive yourself and to eliminate those stones floating around. Just for today, you bring the whole day here, your whole day, and then look through your day and you check the moments and stand out. You are valiant. Those who require forgiveness to yourself in your retrospection. This is all I have to say at the moment in terms of starting to giving you the essence of how to liberate yourself by forgiving yourself in retrospection, via retrospection and prospection of being dimensional soul, real being, Sarah, original soul, that is, multidimensional, a free soul with no limits. Mental awareness forgiving and forgiving as real be the platform plasma works. Plasma work is the platform. I give you power in verbal, in action, to realize your all process of ascending. Self-observation is also included. You see the action, reaction, what is happening to you, more you are progressing in your own liberation, eternal liberation, not temporarily, eternal, forever. Self-remembering is who are you? And we are not talking about what name you have. Who are you? A soul dimensional. Your soul is dimensional. You're not a physical material. Transformational impressions. See what it really is. See behind what you see. Not what it feels or seems like in physics, in dimension 3. The disattachment. Don't identify yourself with your thoughts, since they are not yours. Not identification. Why identify yourself with something that will make you feel bad in some way or another? When it's not necessary. Looking like a movie. You are watching from outside, but it's not yours. The body is not yours. It was forced on you. Now you have to process you forgiving yourself forever and leaving this physic dimension. In here and now is essential and separating you, like I've told you, from matrix consciousness, matrix Anunnaki esclavization, from thoughts, emotions, desires and fears. Starting this, you will see more and more clearly your inner soul, your real soul, will flourishing like a flower, like a volcano. And not a volcano like that, it's like a sun. It will shine. And you will be stronger and stronger. So, with all love, Hayaya, September 2013, second year of the new spiral time.